I'm Fillmore. Blast off to the music universe.
Fillmore, how are you, sir? Welcome to the music universe.
Man, I'm great. It's been a good start to the whole CMA Fest. So
Yes.
just played a show. Just back in here hanging out. I get to hang out with you. So
Yeah.
all good.
Where was the show? Which
Gibson
stage?
Garage, and then I'll be on the Amp stage, Dr. Pepper on Sunday.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
Very, very cool. So tell us what's going on with you musically. What have you been up to?
I've been putting on a lot of music recently, so we're about at 10 songs. I have some features as well over the course of every week for the last 14 weeks, 10 weeks, etc. So with everything else kind of going on, I'm touring on the weekends. I'm enjoying the top of the weeks writing songs for myself and other artists, and it's
How do you decide that release schedule?
Honestly, there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. It takes a second to kind of figure out which songs you're putting out, how you kind of want to do it. And then at a certain point, no one really has an answer. So you kind of just try it and you see what works, and then you pivot and shift depending.
How'd you decide on your stage name, Fillmore? I assume it's part of your name.
Yeah, it's my last name.
Great.
So Tyler Fillmore is my name. My entire life in sports, everything like that, I was always called Fillmore. So no one ever called me Tyler, so it just was kind of just made sense.
Yeah, that's great. That is really, really cool. So what does your 2022 look like already? We're halfway through the year, if you can believe it.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I moved a lot of things around so I could put out all that music. Spent a lot of time in the studio as well. I'm touring pretty heavily right now every weekend, as much as I can. That makes sense. And as we roll into festival season, I'm doing as many of those as I want to this summer as well. And then there's some big things happening in the fall as well, but things I can't really talk about yet, but it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Of course. That's exciting. So give us a little tease of what you can't talk about. Little tease. Come on.
I have a song called USA coming out on the 4th of July. So it's going to be a big moment. It's going to lead into a lot of big things. So it's a very America song.
That takes me back to what I had wanted to ask earlier, which is you talk about releasing music the last couple of weeks, several months. How do you decide what comes out when?
Honestly, some people do it by seasons, like a slower song in the winter,
Right.
like maybe springtime has something that's kind of like uplifting, or, there's a sad song in the fall, whatever. Summer song is a party song with beer. There are those kind of thoughts. I really think that any type of song can come out at any point in the year, and it helps just tell the story of the artist in general. And like I always believe, a song can pop off 9 months later, so it doesn't really matter when you release it, as long as you love the song and you put it out to the world and you do the best you can behind it. I think the song's going to do what it's supposed to.
That is awesome. That's so well put. That's
Thank
beautiful.
You. Thank you, man.
That is beautiful. Who are some of your musical inspirations?
Honestly, it ranges from so many things, from growing up to not only where I am now, and that's ever changing. That's a revolving door on inspirations. It might have started with a John Cougar Mellencamp, a Jenna Cash, a Hank Williams, a Rascal Flatts, a Keith Urban, and then as you move into town, it might have led to a John Bellion, more into a pop kind of side as well, but also a Ryan Bingham, an Eric Church. So these things kind of inspire you. Sam Hunt. All these things inspire you over the course of time that help shape your sound, and that's ever changing in my world for sure.
Something I've been wanting to ask artists is kind of a closing question, but haven't started it all today because you still get used to it.
Of course.
If you had to define, some people take this differently, so I'll try to be articulate. What country music is to you? How would you define country music?
I think it's the genre of America.
Genre of America.
Yeah, no different than what rock and roll was. I think it is not only the working man's music, but also the fraternity, the sorority, the kid growing up in suburbia. I think it covers and encompasses every city, every town. I think it is the music of America at this point. I think there is a start and a finish to the genre. I think it starts with more of the traditional country, and I think it leads to more of the pop country and the things that are taking risks and things that work on TikTok and things like that as well. But if you look at the grand spectrum of things, I think country is one of the only genres that really encompasses everything other than pop.
Great. Fillmore, a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much.
I really appreciate it.